Throne and Liberty was just delayed. Ashes of Creation is charging $120 for their next alpha test phase. And we got some big, very big Blue Protocol news. That isn't necessarily the news you wanted, but it is the news you're getting. Let's start this off with Throne and Liberty. Throne and Liberty's launch has been pushed back by 2 weeks to October 1st. They are implementing massive Korean updates and Western-specific feedback. The article has been posted onto Throne and Liberty Online. We want to express our gratitude to all the players who joined the open beta of Silicium. Your participation and feedback have been incredibly valuable in helping us collaborate with NCSoft to make the necessary adjustments to adapt Throne and Liberty from its original Korean version to the regions where Amazon Games will be publishing it. Additionally, we've noticed greater satisfaction among players after the latest patch in Korea, and the original version of Throne and Liberty left many Korean players very dissatisfied, so this is good to hear, which introduced several updates and new systems. We're committed to delivering the best possible experience at launch. Thanks to your suggestions, the test results, and the reception of some of the new features, we'll be making significant changes to the game. The team got to work as soon as the beta ended, but fully implementing the community's feedback and integrating the new systems will take some time. To allow us the necessary time to incorporate the most important changes and systems, we've decided to postpone the launch of Throne and Liberty to October 1st, 2024, with early access available on September 26th, 2024. This right here is, I think, the largest point of contention. Lots of Throne and Liberty players are very happy to hear that many alterations are being made to the game, alterations and inclusions that might make the game significantly better from the version that we played during the beta. I wasn't really that pleased with the beta. I know many of the content creators that I know that I'm friends with that also played the game were unhappy with the beta. And hearing that Korean players are much happier now than the version that we played is great to hear. That means that our impression of the game might improve as well. The main reason people are upset with this is that there are thousands, probably tens of thousands of people. These sentiments are shared all across social media on Reddit and Twitter that took time off to play the game at its launch. They have been preparing for this launch in advance. They took time off work. They set aside time from friends, family, whatever else they were doing. They made this their little mini vacation to no-life the game from its early access point until they complete it, whether it's a 3-day period, a 5-day period, or a 7-day period. And now they won't be able to do that. Rather, the early access that they paid for is completely pointless because they are going to be working. Yeah, the days that they have off, that they took off specifically to dedicate to the game, yeah, there's going to be no game for them to play, which means it's a waste of money for them. So then people are left with two choices: either suck up the cost of pre-ordering or issue a chargeback. And that's what many people across social media are saying they're doing. They're issuing mass chargebacks. They're mass canceling their pre-orders of the game. And that is not the first impression you want to leave on people. If you upset people before the game even comes out, they're going to approach this with a sour taste in their mouth, which is going to dampen their opinion of the game and probably make them dislike it more than they would have had they played it with a positive initial reception. Thankfully, having played MMOs and MMO releases for well over a decade now, I feel like at least 15, 17 years, I know full well that launch day, launch week is a horrible time to play a new MMO. So I would never take time off to play one. Nevertheless, plenty of changes are being made. This is great to see and great to hear. They're apparently listening to players. They're adjusting the combat system, progression, and leveling. They're implementing skill specializations, vital skills, Amatoi expeditions. I don't even know what that is, but then at the same time, like, how or why would I don't play Throne and Liberty. I'm gonna play it at launch. This will all be things that I get to experience just like you will, and that's part of the fun of playing a new MMO. People have been losing their shit over Ashes of Creation's latest $120 Alpha 2, and that is because at the time of the announcement, there was no information about what that entailed. You just knew that Alpha 2 included Alpha 2 access, and it cost $120. So there were dozens of threads popping up all over Reddit. There were hundreds of people, maybe thousands of people, even across Twitter, that were voicing their discontent. The Discord was probably filled with people complaining as well. I'm not a part of their Discord, so I don't know, but here's one as an example. Before we talk about anything else, I'm going to take a moment to thank my incredible patrons over on Patreon, allow for me to continue to do dedicated videos like this every single day. You guys are phenomenal. I can't thank you all enough for the support, and let's keep talking. Ashes of Creation is charging $120 for access to Alpha 2 with nothing else included. They're charging $120 for access to the start of Alpha 2, or $100 for Phase 2, Phase 3. The purchase does not come with anything like game time at launch, cash out currency, etc., just alpha access. In fact, it doesn't even include beta access, and I'll address this in just a moment. That is factually incorrect. You'll presumably have to pay again for beta. Once again, not true. Comments are pretty much piggybacking off of his opinion, stating the game is a scam, we shouldn't trust the game, game's never gonna release, and well, I genuinely think Ashes of Creation will one day release. I guarantee you, by the time it does, it is going to be so outdated due to its release in, what, 2034 or something, that people just aren't really going to be very interested. It is going to appeal to a very, very small demographic of players, and that's fine because they're the kinds of people that were interested in Pantheon. They're probably the kinds of people that are playing RuneScape still, and there's a market for that. Steven, though, the main developer, head developer, owner of Intrepid Studios, the people behind Ashes of Creation, made a Reddit thread 39 minutes ago as of recording this video where he goes on to clarify the Alpha 2 key announcement. If you own an Alpha 2 key from previous pre-order packages or Kickstarter, you have access to all phases of Alpha 2. Alpha 2 begins for you on the weekend of October 25th. New Phase 1 keys will consist of weekend testing, starting with weekend testing beginning for November 8th. New Phase 2 keys will consist of week-long testing 5 days at a time beginning December 20th. New Phase 3 keys will consist of 24/7 testing and is intended to run until the game launches. Purchasing into a phase grants access to subsequent phases. When beta starts, the Alpha 2 servers will live concurrently alongside the beta servers. Players who own Alpha 2 keys, including the new phase keys, will also have access to the beta servers. So, people that purchase Alpha 2, the $120 pack that is available right now, are going to have access to the beta servers as well. They also go on to state that Alpha 2 Phase 3 is expected to last at the very least an entire year, and after Alpha 2 Phase 3, who knows if there's a Phase 4? Who knows how long the various different stages of closed beta will last, or if there will ever be an Alpha 3 or 4. Like, we don't know. This could take a very long time to actually result in a physical manifestation of his idea. Either way, you know what? Hey, at least he addressed this, and one, at least, complaint has been cleared up. I still think $120 for an alpha test is quite the exorbitant price, but I mean, you know what? If people are willing to constantly fork out a shit ton of money for the game to play it in a broken, incomplete state, then by all means, go for it. And finally, Blue Protocol. Tencent are conducting testing later this month for Blue Protocol Mobile. That is correct. Now, the worst part about this entire thing is that we are probably going to get Blue Protocol Mobile from Tencent before we get Blue Protocol from Bandai Namco. The PC version of Blue Protocol for Bandai Namco is never going to arrive, but we're gonna get the mobile version created by a Chinese developer. It's like, what are you doing? What a missed opportunity. This is an image of what is believed to be the character creation for the mobile version of the game, and honestly, it looks pretty good. And then here is another image showcasing images of the game, and you know what? It looks very good. It looks just like Blue Protocol. And the depressing thing is, it's probably gonna look pretty good. Cause like, look at Terrasland. That looked pretty good. It just turned out to be shit. This game is gonna look good. It's just gonna be absolute trash. But it's the only version of the game we're probably gonna get, and that's super depressing. Either way, the closed beta test is happening from late August to early September. And then after the beta test, it's gonna release. Like, what? What kind of weird reality are we living in where we get Blue Protocol Mobile before Blue Protocol? Oh my God. Can you believe it? God damn. Okay, well, I mean, yeah. Oh man. Anyway, if none of this is of any interest to you, absolutely no problem. I got you covered with 2 videos on screen right now that might be more up your alley.